Alright, I have comments on a few different exercises in the second chapter 1 homework sampling that I picked here. Alright, 1.5 set number 2. You can follow my little yellow pen here. I mostly mark this up in advance to not delay. You might want to pause and review this tape, this videotape, or maybe not bother with it if the book works better for you or whatever. Okay, I've circled the crucial logical words in problem number 2 right here. Hence tells us, this conclusion indicator tells us that the first one, marble here, picked from the bag, will probably be red. That's our conclusion. The word probably in the conclusion tells us induction. That's the easy part. This one's overall, I would say, pretty easy. We look at the numbers here. We get 10 marbles total. What are the odds of one picked at random being red? Since there are 3 red ones, 3 out of 10. Less than 50%, so that's inductive weak. I guess I marked a little bit. All right. Number 6 is an interesting one, a little bit of a tricky one here. We have conclusion indicator word so. I'm going to go ahead and underline in yellow. Can't see it very well. In this case, the conclusion, you'll win $1 million. Now, maybe you think that's not true, right? Well, no one ever said this argument was asserted by any particular individual. As a matter of fact, this argument is valid. If you look over here, it'll be a little bit easier to see. If we tease out the logical form, it goes like, with R standing for you return a card with the winning numbers before November 24th, and W standing for you will win $1 million, or do win $1 million. 10's not playing a role here. It typically doesn't in the stuff that I'm presenting. We have if R, then W. We have R, then we have W. Notice this line indicated right here is just a bit of notation that I will use otherwise in the class, and I draw or sketch the premises above the line and the conclusion below. So our first premise right here, if R then W, R, conclusion W. Notice that taking away the words, putting it in its basic logical structure is helpful, and it is something that you have to get used to as we go through the class here. We're kind of covering everything in broad strokes. We're going to go back, and a lot of this stuff's going to be easier, and you'll be more sure about it when you come later in the class. For now, you got to make the best judgments you can. Between induction and deduction should be pretty clear, but between valid and invalid, strong and weak, sometimes, particularly validity, it's tricky. Anyway, this is a valid argument based on what I just said. Number 10 here is a deductive argument. We actually don't have a conclusion indicator. We have a premise indicator in this case, the word since. So it reads, some grizzly bears are dangerous since all grizzly bears are located in Alaska, and some things located in Alaska are dangerous. Our conclusion then is some grizzly bears are dangerous, which I've abbreviated over here, some G or D. And our first premise, all grizzly bears are located in Alaska, all G or A. Some things located in Alaska are dangerous. It's the second premise, some A or D. It's a bit of a story. You might want to refer to chapter 2. This argument is invalid, and it's a deduction. Now, in terms of its being a deduction, it's the presence of these words all, some, and no really puts it in the area of categorical logic. It puts it on the deductive side. Because of time constraints, I'm going to leave it to you to think about why the conclusion doesn't follow. If you look at this general structure here, I think if you give it some time and think about it in detail, you'll see why that is the case.